Howdy. We're not in Texas, but we're pretty darn close, so it's okay for me to say howdy. Hey, so after we filmed the last video and got it up, several people asked us to do more, talking about what the Hugs Project does, when we got started, projects that we do to send out in care packages, that sort of thing. So I wanted to go back a long ways to the very beginning. Well, not the very beginning, but I'm thinking of a man that has worked with us for probably 20 years. He and his wife came walking by one Christmas pack out and said, "What are y'all doing in here?" And we haven't been able to get rid of him ever since. He is one of our most loyal, patriotic, amazing men. His name's Don. And a few years ago, well, a long time ago, Oklahoma had some pretty bad tornadoes. One of them, people call it by the date, May 3rd tornado, was a pretty severe one. And Don was helping his neighbors, because that's the way he is. That's the kind of person he is. He was helping his neighbors take out the old fence and haul it away and haul it to the junk, basically. But some of the fences were almost new. Some of them were in really good shape, but they were just mangled. But there was still usable wood in it. And Don's somebody that doesn't like things to go to waste. I'm the same way. If you can keep it out of a landfill, you ought to do that. And he was taking fence out for his neighbors and tried to think of something he could do to salvage that wood. And we do a lot of events, or we did in the old days, 23 years ago when we started, trying to raise money to keep going and sending care packages every week. Postage on those now is $30 a box, so it's gotten kind of killer for us, but that's not the story for today. Don he loves to do woodworking, so much so that he's almost lost 2 fingers twice. And those of you that are woodworkers are going to relate to that and go, yeah, sounds like me. But anyway, Don was cutting up the wood. Then he would paint them. I'll show you one here. He does patriotic signs, because that's what the Hugs Project is. We're a patriotic organization. And he does all kinds of sayings. Really anything anyone wants him to make, Don can do for him. And then you hang this up on your gate or on your fence at your farm, and it's just a way of showing patriotism. This one's freedom is not free, and those of you that have served in the military know the meaning behind that, as do many of us that get to live in that freedom. But he came in and he said, I don't know what to ask I don't know what to ask people for these. I mean, it's just fence wood that we were going to throw away and a little bit of my time. So the first guy that comes by and looks at a sign, I don't even remember how big it was or what it said, but he said, "What are you asking for him?" And I said, "What do you think would be a fair donation?" And I had asked Don earlier, "What do you want for him?" And he said, "Anything would be better than nothing." And so, he said, "Maybe $10, right?" So I said to the man, "What do you think would be a fair donation?" He said, "How about 50? That's a lot of time and effort." And I said, "Wow, that's great. And we'll use that to pay postage on some care packages and fill some care packages." So he was happy with the price. I was over the moon. And we kind of went with that. We want people to be a part of what we're doing for the military. We want everybody to have a part and to have a hand in it, but not everybody can afford big bucks. Some people can only afford a little. And as long as we're not going in the hole for something that, again, was just old wood, why not do that? So this is one, Ray and I have been talking a lot. It seems like everybody's, we say, "God bless America." But over the years, that to me has started sounding more like an order or a statement than a prayerful request. And so my thing recently has been, I don't say "God bless America," I say, "Please, God bless America." And so Don made this one for me this week. And I will be hanging that on my fence where everybody goes in and out of my backyard. So I just wanted to show those to you. People can help in all kinds of ways. We have a lot of men and women that do crafts and bring them into our little store in Oklahoma City. And so that's a way to fill care packages. We raise a little money. Like I said, postage now is $30 a box. But that's not the bottom line. You understand we still have to fill that box with socks and beef jerky and eye drops and we make a homemade cake mix that they can mix up with water in a mug that we send them and microwave it for a minute. They have a hot, fresh cupcake. Some of them are only eating, in one of the bases we support in the Middle East, they're only eating 2 meals a day because their food stores are so low after the bombing. We're very blessed by generous donors that give us things like socks. Bombas has stood by us for years. Also, Black Rifle Coffee is another great supporter. Feed the Children has helped us in the past, not lately. So if anybody at Feed the Children's listening, we need some things to go in the box. But basically, who does the Hugs Project? And the best way I can sum it up is 3 words: we the people. And it's people across the nation that in the early days made cooling ties to reduce body core temperature. I'll tell you that story on another video. That's kind of a good one. That's really a good one. If you've ever had a loved one in the desert, you'll understand the importance of that. The cool ties that we make, we call hugs because they go around the neck, and a hug goes around your neck. So it seemed like a good thing to call it. And it has evolved over the years to be anything that improves standard of living, quality of life, morale. We're giving our military a hug. Vietnam vets didn't get to feel that kind of love. They were basically, I can't even talk about it without getting emotional. Those were my guys, and 6 of my graduating class didn't come home. So another day I'll tell you the story of why I started writing letters during Desert Shield and how that turned out. But for now, just know that we're still on watch for our military because they're out there standing between us and the bad guys. So if you have anyone that's got that's overseas, that's away from home, overseas, and maybe in high heat or where they can't get very many supplies, you can turn their name in on our website at thehugsproject.com, and we won't ask you for any money or them. We just want to take care of them the best way that we can. And if you have any questions, of course, you can contact me. I think through the website there should be an email address, or anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought, but you get the gist, right? You're smart people. I know you are. So thank you for listening to me ramble a little bit. I'll try to get better as I do this more, but I'm an old lady. I never planned to have a YouTube channel in my wildest dreams, but people kept saying, we love the stories you tell. We want to hear more about how you started and what you do and how we can help. So if you're one of those, please do like, share, subscribe, all that stuff I swore I'd never say. But that is how they pick you up and let your channel get bigger, and that's where we are right now. We're starting out and we need support. So if you love the military like we do, we hope you'll come on board. And that's said by a Navy wife, former Navy wife. I'll tell you a little bit about when we lived in Japan too. I've got some interesting stories in here. As long as you like stories, you're going to love this channel. So we'll see you soon. Please, God bless America, bless those who live here, and keep us safe from harm. Thank you. Bye-bye.